very, very capable.
Yeah.
And he's also good at defending those slightly worse position. It's not a big deal. I think it's very likely that this will end in some kind of draw. He played.
Fisto 18 is saying the rapid game will be 15 plus 30. If it came to a rapid game.
15. What? 30 seconds per move.
Yeah, and 15 minutes.
Oh, this is quite.
Oh, we have some moves that came in. Kramnik did King H7. He did play G5, and Aronian took HG.
Yeah. Could it be that those guys analyze far too much with Houdini and trying to somehow play the same moves that the computer is suggesting?
Yeah, maybe, but this can't be prep anymore. But okay, this is the position on the board. Knight takes G5 check.
He took, yeah, okay.
He took, yeah.
This is logical. As just to show again, this would really be a huge positional mistake, H5, a strategical mistake, as it robs black of any direct play here on the king side. Black cannot go E4, as white's rooks are firmly controlling the square, and in the long run white might even try to maneuver a knight to E4.
What do you mean in the long run? If I was white in this position, I would play like rook E2 and then knight D2 right away.
Yeah, maybe you can get it in quickly. Yeah, it's possible, but yeah, well, maybe you get it in quickly.
It would just be a positional.
It's just
positionally strange for white to have black to have played like that.
Yeah, I would just say that this is a bad structure because of this E4 square, which you cannot control with the pawn anymore. Okay, but of course he took.
Yep,
understandable.
And I guess we're expecting knight takes G5 here, although I don't see it showing up yet.
Yeah, okay, knight G5, king G8 is very much possible. And
okay, but then what about rook A3, attacking the pawn?
Yeah, the Houdini line. Yeah, it's
he gave rook E7, I think.
Rook D7, yeah, or E7.
Yeah. Okay, king G8 was played. Knight G5, king G8. So this is the current position on the board. Oh no, the rook's still on E. Yeah. So this is the position on the board right now, and we're waiting for Kramnik here to try to drum something up to try to get a win. Those of you who are just joining us or just joined us recently, if you haven't figured out yet, we are watching Kramnik Aronian, match that's going on in Switzerland. And interestingly, this is the first time two 2800 players have ever played each other in a match. So this is kind of exciting. And I think we should point out, Christoph, that the two of us are planning to do another stream like this for the World Championship matches. At least try to cover some of the games depending on work schedules and such. So those of you guys are enjoying this type of broadcast, we're planning on doing some more for the World Championships, which is in a couple weeks now, Gelfband ending. So keep an eye out for information on that.
Yeah, and here the match here, Kramnik Aronian has got 6 games. This is just the first game, and we will see if we can do some other broadcasts on this match as well. But it's a bit difficult. Tomorrow I don't have the time. I'm playing a league game tomorrow, so I'm out. And over the whole week, I think they will play 3 games in the during the week. Monday is the rest day, I think, and then Tuesday, Wednesday they play. So maybe we can get something going in the next weekend. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, next weekend we should probably try to find something.
It's possible. I play on Saturday next weekend, but maybe we get maybe they're still around on Sunday. I'm not quite sure about the schedule. Okay, so we have got knight G5, king G8, and now white's move. Maybe
yeah, white's move.
Yeah, rook A3 is was the computer suggestion, and certainly logical to trying to attack the a pawn and get some activity.
What about if in response to rook a3, f6?
So rook a3 and then f6 to kick the knight back.
Yeah. And then maybe even e4? Or is that just asking to overextend it there?
Yeah, I'm thinking where the knight actually should go. I mean, even this is not completely out of the question. Not sure if it's good, but you can consider it.
Yeah.
But okay, knight f3 is the more natural looking move maybe, but if you look at this once again, where's this knight going? It cannot go to d2 or anyway or anywhere, but if you go to e4 really, maybe you can go knight c3 at some point, like knight c3 b5, something like this, maybe on knight c3, and maybe if you're very lucky and get the d-file, you can get the knight to d5 even. Maybe knight e4. I'm not sure I like f6 though. It's not doing so much. And
well, at least it's protecting the e-pawn, and then you can move pieces around.
yeah, but it's the e-pawn, as long as the knight is on g5, it is not attacked, yeah. So it seems economical somehow to protect the a-pawn or advance it with a5.
What about is f5 a threat for white? Not instead of rook to e3 or rook to a3.
You mean f4?
F4, yeah, F4.
Yeah, I was thinking about this before you got this rook a3, this computer suggestion. I was thinking about f4, the most direct way to
yeah,
play.
the point being that the pawn is pinned to the rook on the back rank.
Mm.
So, is there something here?
I'm not sure. But I sort
King's
of
pressure suggests bishop h6 now.
bishop h6.
Okay.
Yeah, bishop h6. This is a very annoying move, using the fact that so many pieces are on this diagonal.
Yeah.
And you cannot capture here in any way, as g5 is hanging at the end.
h4.
And so yeah, so maybe white needs to go move like h4, and then let's say f6. And what now?
Okay. Knight h3 is forced, I guess.
Yeah, you need to go to a somewhat sad square now. Okay, this is a tactical idea, attacking f6, but I think black can just invest one move to protect, and then f4 would be falling. Next move.
Probably falling there. Yeah.
So
okay, that was an interesting idea, but it seems bishop h6.
so here, yeah, I was thinking about f4 too, because if you would get in f4, knight f3, and just capture e5, then you're fine. But it just seems to fail due to a concrete line.
Yeah.
Yeah, rook a3 is logical. The comp, yeah, it's not maybe the right expression, but the comp knows how to play this game.
Yeah.
Somehow, yeah, it's very active, attacking the weakness on a7. So it's very likely that rook a3 is played, but also white could think about rook c3 maybe. Could also be an idea, rook c3 to c7. But this
another line he's suggesting is rook g3. Maybe trying to slow down any breaks with the f pawn so that the g pawn will be under fire by the rook.
Yeah, possible. possible. Black is not, yeah, rook g3.
Somebody in the chat is saying f4 was played. I can't believe that. I don't see it.
F4 is what?
Somebody in the chat says f4 was played, but I don't see that showing up on the move list. I think we pretty much well refused f4. I must be something.
Okay, it's a bit tactical, but I'm not sure.
Well, I don't see that having showed up on the feed yet. So, I guess, yeah, I'm not sure. Alright, so rook a3. The comp gave rook e7, but what about just a4?
I just entered f4 quickly into the computer just for checking, and it doesn't really fear bishop h6. It wants to answer this with rook 3 to e2.
Just get out of the potential pins.
Yeah, this is as usual a good move. If you ask this bloody thing, it usually comes up with a good move. Yeah, black cannot take because of the pin f6. You can now drop back and attack here f6 with the tempo, and the rook is not attacked after bishop takes f4. So this is of course a good move. It still gives black a slight advantage here after bishop h6, but it gives us the best move actually, rook b8, and this is something we both somehow didn't take into account. It just removes the rook, threatens on f4 this way, so it's not
and also on b2, yeah.
And also on b2, and white doesn't have a decent move here, or something he doesn't want to play, like take on e5, rook b2, and black is just entering the position. The bishop, it's somewhat ugly. So f4 isn't good after all, but maybe not due to the first kind of move you came up with.
Well, I still see Kramnik's time ticking down on the feed from the website, so I don't think he's played f4.
Alright, okay, we are on almost 2 hours now. I would like
to... I want to look at more at some rook a3 lines.
I would like
rook
to...
Rook a3, is a5 possible?
I would actually like to do a quick break, like 2 or 3 minutes. Need to get something to drink here. And I'll just leave the equipment on, so maybe you can tell some funny stories or something. I'll be back in a second.
Okay. All right. So we're looking at, I don't have the power to control the board here, and we're just looking at, staring at the current position on the board, and maybe rook a3 is something that we'll be seeing. f4 is a possibility, as we discussed. For those of you just joining, you are looking at Kramnik versus Aronian, game 1 of their friendly match that they're playing in Switzerland right now. This game started out as a semi-slot, and we got about, let me see, on move, oh, he did play f4. Let's see, I'm just trying to find here, on move 17, Kramnik really went into a think tank, and what seemed like an obvious move, which was at the time c takes d7, and spent a long time thinking about it, and it seemed like maybe his preparation wasn't as good, and it seemed like black was getting an edge, and came up with lines where the came off, and now I can't put it on the board yet, but actually f4 has been played by Kramnik. And an attempt to try to draw play and play win here. Both Christoph and I were thinking that this was maybe a draw at best for White, but he's really trying something here. You know, he's not just trying to defend his position with a knight versus bishop and, you know, relative pawns. It's just, he's really trying here. And that's nice to see. You know, yes, maybe there's a bit of extra pressure on these guys to play for a win because they're the only two playing. You know, there's not 7 other games going on with high-level players. So, okay, I'm sure the tournament directors didn't put any pressure on them, something like that, but, you know, maybe they feel a little bit of, okay, people are paying to see a test game here, but paying to see me and my opponent and Aronian only. So maybe we should try at least to play for a win. You know, even though they do play a rapid game, this game would be a quick draw, but actually, computer doesn't like this move F4. It's just giving a quick evaluation. It's giving rook B8 and just a very large, I would maybe at the top level you consider winning advantage for black. Minus 0.65. Over half a pawn advantage. Black plays rook B8. After now, that's what it plays. So you could be getting into some difficulty here with white pieces. You don't see that very much. Kramnik is now being solid with his white repertoire. So I guess we'll have to see if Aronian finds rook b8. Bishop h6, the lines we were looking at earlier. Rook to e2 is still an advantage for black, just a slight advantage. And rook b8 just massive for black by level standings anyway. So I guess we'll see what happens. Wish I had control before. It's like a on the board. I don't know, maybe 5 is meant for white. Nah, I think it's ridiculous. Well, okay, let's say f4 and Aronian finds rook b8. Does white play e3 to cover the pawn, or has to defense with rook to e2? Not sure. Pure like rook b8, rook e2, he takes f4, and rook e8 check takes e8, takes e8 check, bishop f8. So this is a little hard to see without being able to be related here, but hopefully Christoph will come back in a moment to be able to put some stuff on the board.
So, sorry, I'm back actually. So, did I miss something?
Yeah, f4 played here now by white.
You played f4, really?
Yeah, he played f4. And I was saying, if after rook e8, Houdini move, Peter is giving pretty big advantage, minus 0.65.
Yeah, this rook we had, just to recap briefly, we had first looked at this move, which wasn't so great because of this rook retreat, but then we had the quick check here of this rook b8 computer move, and this looks, yeah, fairly logical. It's not so difficult to find.
Yeah.
So does white have anything?
He did find it actually. Now rook b8 has played. So this is the current position on the board, and Kramnik is down a significant amount of time on the clock. Actually, 1 hour 11 minutes for Aronian, 36 minutes, and counting for Kramnik.
Yeah, okay. White, I think White has to take now on e5, right? Is there some other move? I at least don't see any.
Rook e2. And then
Rook e2? If I just take then on e4, on f4?
Yeah.
Is the chat still working for you? I'm trying to refresh the the broadcasting page here on Twitch, and somehow my chat doesn't refresh. Is it still working?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm getting any chat either. I'll try to refresh it also.
Yeah, it was very unstable in the last couple of let's say 2 weeks when I was using it a week ago. It was very unstable. Okay, but let's look at the position a bit more. So I think Black is threatening to take on f4. And
the computer says b3. Not even, it doesn't even give in its top 3 lines taking on e5.
Really? Okay,
yeah.
b3. But okay, if I then capture, as usual.
Yeah, it's at b3 and then rook e8 check, and trading off some rooks, and then bishop f8, h4.
Bishop f8, then h4. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but this is just
it's giving large advantage to Black.
Yeah, this is just terrible. How on earth?
Yeah, I don't understand this at all. I don't understand why this isn't just winning for Black.
Why did you play f4? I mean, White isn't so bad in this position. I mean, I don't like it, but if you f4 rook b8 is for those kind of players pretty easy to see.
Yeah, rook b8 wouldn't be something that Kramnik would miss, right?
Yeah, very weird. Maybe he's got some entirely different idea. You cannot really always go with compute.
Well, let's check lines with f takes e5. F takes e5, rook takes b2.
Yeah, this is also downright ugly.
Oh, I get the chat back a little bit.
Yeah, this is just ugly. White pawns are super weak. The bishop is getting active now. White cannot even play e6 or something, which you would like to play as an active move, but this is just hanging with check. And what is White doing here? a2 is under attack and threatening lots of things. Bishop f8 c5, stuff like that, or just simply taking on e2, on a2. Yeah, it's just ugly. This cannot be the idea. Maybe
this looks pretty terrible.
So White, he must have had some idea at least what to do after rook b8. Yeah, I'm somewhat somewhat irritated.
Why?
Yeah, because he should have some idea. He cannot just blunder. He cannot just blunder this pawn. I mean, it's not exactly difficult to see.
I think even I can see rook b8 this position.
Maybe okay. Let's try this b3 issue. Just quickly again. Rook bishop f8, h4. Maybe is there some difficulty here for Black? Of course.
Well, I think the question. Yeah, what's the compensation? Where's?
Yeah, it's only could be some.
What about knight to h7? Try to just go into the rook endgame. But no, that can't work because the rook just comes down to d2 at the end of all that crap, and it's just horrible.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe in this h4 line that Black has maybe some problems to activate pieces, because the pin here of the bishop is just king g7. If anything else, then bishop c5 next move. It's just a terrible position.
Well, he played f takes e5. That move showed up on the board now.
Yeah.
So b3 wasn't played. F takes e5 was played.
Yeah, the thing, what this move at least does is, it takes more pawns of the board. So somehow I've got I got it, rook b2. It takes more pawns off the board, and the lesser pawns you get here, the more likely it is that you actually can escape with some silly draw here.
What's going on? What's going on after? Yeah, just rook e2. Does he have to play a3? Because if rook e2, rook takes e2, rook takes e2, and then it looks like the e pawn is hanging, right?
Yeah, it's just the e pawn hanging, the a pawn is hanging. Maybe bishop h6 is also an idea. Not really super dangerous, but also something you need to keep in mind. Yeah, it's really weird. What was he thinking of? Maybe he was calculating this kind of position and trying to completely kill it off, like exchange everything. And,
rook takes b2 has been played.
Okay. I already made this move here. It's
pretty obvious.
It's a what else kind of move. But I'm really asking myself what's White's idea here. Yeah, maybe it's something like, let's say knight f3, just putting something on the board. Knight f3, and if now
rook takes a2.
Yeah, exactly. Rook takes a2. And then a move like like e6, trying to get counterplay going, like f takes e. Yeah, looks looks logical. Rook takes, and now you've got a position where black has just 2 pawns left, and you maybe have some chances to get something going against black's king, like rook e7 to b7, rook 1 to e7, get some activity. Maybe this is something White can try to draw, but of course you've got this always very dreadful combination of the fianchettoed bishop and the a pawn.
I mean that a pawn is just running.
Yeah, sometimes I think this combination, if somehow there would be a law in chess to forbid this combination, then the Grunfeld wouldn't be playable anymore. Because very often black just has a bishop on g7 and pushes the a pawn in the Grunfeld. It's somehow similar here. So this is maybe a way to try to grovel for a draw here for White, but it's not fun. And it's also
no fun at all.
It's very hard.
Only black has chances to win.
It's very hard for me to maybe he had really some strange miscalculation, but whatever this position is before f4, it's certainly not so bad that you need to get into pawn down end games with the bad minor piece. Sorry, I had still this e6 move here as the main line, this trick. So yeah, I'm not saying that this is necessarily a great continuation for White, this e6 plan, but could be one idea.
Hello?
Yeah, this could be one idea. Yeah, curious what he's doing now. You could of course try to move the a pawn.
Well, rook takes b2 is on the board.
Yeah, okay, maybe let's just check quickly. This knight f3 was just one suggestion to play e6, but what if White plays a move like a3 for the moment, keeping the pawn? Yeah. Do you have it? Do you have chat or?
Yeah, I see the chat.
Okay, yeah, well, I don't. Trying to refresh again. It feels somewhat weird to have no chat at all, because it feels like a bit like you're just talking to nobody. Yeah, it's okay. You see, there's quite some viewers, but it's always nice to have someone actually telling you that
Yeah.
that they're listening or whatever. Okay, yeah, maybe
Hello,
this.
Tom Madra, who just says hello in the chat.
Yeah, maybe.
So we're looking currently at the position on the board that you see right now is not the position on the board. The pawn is on a2 in the real game, and we're just trying to figure out. Isn't even if a3? What about just rook d2? Rook d to d2.
Oops. Yeah, you this one, right? This one, right?
Well, if a3, rook d d2.
Yeah.
Oh, you're suggesting that rook d d2. Oh, you're saying that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is not much fun.
Yeah, the a1 is hanging.
Yeah, well, I guess you need to drop the knight back. You cannot really allow him to take everything here.
Yeah.
So knight back, and yeah, what is black doing? He most likely will stay somewhere on the second rank, but yeah, maybe even rook f2. The idea being, if I go e6, f takes e, rook takes, I can wrap the knight.
Yeah, the knight's back.
So maybe rook f2 is the most active way to play. And now, yeah, this position is great. What do you move now?
Well, I think it's safe to say Kramnik didn't have a clear idea when he went into this line, because now he's thinking again after the take d2. Just trying to think about how to save this position. And that's, for those of you watching, I think this was pretty clear that White is playing for trying to save the game here. Black has all the winning chances.
Yeah, in a position where material is even and nothing else is going on, two rooks on the 7th are usually a sign of problems.
Of immediate disaster.
Yeah, it's yeah, but it's not clear that black is winning directly or something. But it's very uncomfortable, of course. Not the kind of.
Would you say it's safe to say that Black is the only one playing for a win in this position?
Yeah, of course. What should White? Unless Black blunders material, he will never lose this. It's yeah, it's hard to see how. And it's also very easy to think of improvements for Black. Just think here, rook f2 was the last move. And I'm not quite sure what White should play here.
Yeah.
It's not like you're overflowing in ideas here. What you can do, you need to get to have the knight protected on f3.
Yeah,
so,
and a bishop h6 is a big threat, I would think.
Yeah, bishop h6 and bishop f8 is also not easy to play against. Bishop f8 to c5, and it's pretty much curtains if it gets so far. So it's not.
So Kramnik is coming down to about 23 minutes, and we're not too close to the time control. Oh, he's played knight f3.
Yeah, this is my line. Knight f3. This is also the most human move, I think. Somehow, immediately trying to coordinate your pieces and get this silly knight back. So I guess Black will take on a2 now, and it maybe will come to this line that we had earlier. Rook e6, and now trying to draw this already very simplified position.
He played e6. He played knight f3, rook takes a2, e6.
Okay. This was the line I suggested.
Yeah, we looked at this, but we didn't go too deep into it. So f takes e6 is on the board now, and I'm guessing rook takes e6 was the idea.
Yeah, and this is the position we had earlier, where I said that the a pawn might be an issue.
Okay, what about rook e2 here?
Sorry, I didn't get this. Rook what? Rook e6 and then?
I said now I'm suggesting for black rook e2, rook d2, with the idea of rook g7 check h8, rook f2, rook g2 check king h2, king h1, and then rook f2 attack.
Okay. Let's go back here. E6, yeah. F takes e, rook takes, and what move now? I'm sorry. What move?
Rook d to d2.
Yeah, but just the knight.
The knight.
This is why I didn't get the move, because this was simply a forbidden square on the board.
It's still early for me.
Yeah. I'm still tired somehow, and I'm awake like lots.
Well, this is the position we have on the board, and it's giving rook f5. The computer giving rook f5 for white, for black, -1.
Yeah. I had this about this evaluation. I had as well. This is was worse in comparison than some other lines, but it's still the human decision to play this somehow. Yeah, maybe rook f5.
Rook f5 attacking the knight. The king can't come to defend, so I guess you have to passively make with rook f2 or just move the knight somewhere. But whereas now you see the power, those of you see how the bishop just dominates the knight in this position. I guess knight e5 is possible, theoretically. But, knight h4.
Yeah, knight h4, it's always an issue of rook, bishop d4 also.
Yeah, bishop.
The knight is not really in a position to move, I think.
He did play rook 5, but
Yeah. I think though knight h4, I would think that that this maybe can be answered with at least this check here. And what now?
Or what about just rook f2?
Yeah. We need to check if there's some deadly counterattack here. White has got some checks as well, like this check here, but this is pretty easy. But okay, rook g2. Yeah, you can. Okay, let's put this on the board. This is playable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's not so easy, but still knight h4 looks strange to me. So maybe.
What about this rook e3? Rook 6 e3, just to cover the back neck with the one on e1.
Yes, we still haven't refuted this knight h4. I would like to refute it first.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Is there something else? I'm not sure. Not so sure.
I mean, this is good for black. Rook ff2 coming, and then this could be mating, right?
Which one? This one?
Well, if bishop is on d4 and then the rook's on the 7.
Yeah, you want to play rook 5 to f2, yeah?
Yeah, but okay, so then.
Yeah, but I just take g6. What's happening then?
Yeah, g6. Yeah.
I'm not quite sure here if this is so easy. Still need to. I still think this check should be the check should be right somehow. But
What about rook g5 check?
yeah, also this move. Okay, but one thing in general, this won't appear. White won't play knight h4. I don't think so, but I'm not sure. It just looks too yeah. Maybe he needs to, but
yeah, actually, the computer gives knight h4 is the best.
Yeah, it just looks so ugly. Yeah, White is in a very
moves knight h4, rook e1.
Yeah, White is in a
rook f1.
very critical state right now. Very weird game. Very weird game.
Yeah, I guess just very poorly played by Kramnik.
Yeah, it's just strange. You cannot.
Maybe just a disaster at home, you know.
Yeah, but I think it was still. Look at this. Look at the position here before he played f4. I don't think he would. I would really. He can just play a normal move here. But I think the g5 operation was certainly played with this f4 move in mind, and maybe he just played this. I'm not sure about the time spent. Maybe he played this too quickly and had planned this beforehand and somehow really overlooked rook b8. I'm not sure. I'm just speculating. It doesn't make much sense.
In any case, talking about the time, Kramnik is really getting beat down on the clock right now. He has just 18.5 minutes to Aronian's 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
So,
okay, this is 18 minutes for 10 moves. This is still pretty comfortable.
Well, but you don't have time to really. If it gets critical, wouldn't you like to be able to say, "Ooh, I wish I could spend 20 minutes here"? But okay, maybe there's enough.
Yeah, okay, but he spent lots of time in this opening part where you would initially think it would all be preparation, and well, it didn't really turned out to be. But this is certainly nothing he would prepare.
Huh.
Yeah, knight h4 played, yeah, but it is ugly.
Are you getting chat, by the way?
Yeah, I get chat now. I get it now. Yeah.
Yep, knight h4. Although knight h4 has been played.
Yeah, okay. You've got many options now. Bishop check on d4 is somehow the first move you think of, but also rook g5, rook f4.
Yeah, if there's one thing that I've learned from playing on chess tempo and doing all the tactics work is that you check all possible checks in any given position. Doesn't matter how crazy they look at first. Doesn't mean you have to play it, but you look at it.
Yeah, this is a position where I'm not quite sure. Maybe Aronian is quick. Of course, he is a quick calculator, yeah, but maybe he's calculating this so quickly that he will play a move quickly now. But if I would have 1 hour on the clock here, I would really invest like, I don't know, a couple of minutes and really try to figure out how to kill now.
Really. Or half an hour even.
Yeah, no, not sure how much, but this position looks like it should be winning now outright and not let's play this and try to maneuver or something. It looks like you just try to win now, but we didn't quite manage when we had this on the board. Okay, let's try rook g5 check first, just to have a move to check quickly. Rook king h1, I guess.
King h1, yeah.
I want now.
Rook takes g6.
Yeah, what's black's move?
Oh, well, black's moving, right.
Yeah, maybe. What about rook h5, maybe?
Oh, okay, rook h5. So then, okay, but
yeah, but it's not clear.
Knight takes g6, rook takes h2 check, king g1. It's a draw at least, right?
Yeah, okay. Let's this one first, yeah. But this is at least winning, I think. The bishop is
oh, the bishop, yeah.
Yeah, the bishop really strikes here. So white,
That's out.
yeah, white has to do something else. Maybe return this piece. Rook h3. It just doesn't look like an immediate win, really. It looks very very.
Pawn, though.
Yeah, it's a huge advantage, of course, but it's not not immediately like resigns or something. Maybe there isn't a continuation that makes white resign immediately, but I would at least try to look for one.
What if after if there's nothing forcing after rook check, king h1,
maybe you
could get stuff, because maybe black can pile up on the pawn with no.
You can also, what you can do is, in this position, instead of playing rook h5, you can play a move like king h7.
Yeah, king h7 was what I
and just protect g6 and ask white, okay, very nice, you attacked g2 twice, I covered it, and what now?
Yeah, fine.
And black can easily, black has an idea, a5, a4, a3, a2, a1 queen.
Yeah.
This is easy to play. And he just asks white, okay, what are you doing with your knight on h4? I'll be pushing my a pawn, what will you do? And this is maybe just winning. Maybe this is just the relatively simple key to this position, that you just need to find a solid setup here on the king side and not allow a strong counterplay, and then push the a pawn, especially with the knight being on h4. Then this knight won't ever help in stopping the a pawn. So yeah, maybe this is a pretty clean way to play. Even just protect here and then push the a pawn. Yeah, I think this is just lost.
It's, with good play, probably lost for white at this point.
Yeah.
But let's see what Peter says. Rook f4 is good. Wow.
Rook f4.
Yeah, rook f4, and it doesn't even think that. It doesn't even say that take.
Yeah, knight takes j6, but I think now the check. h2 is hard to cover. Knight e7 is just a check and nothing.
Yeah, this looks like it's game over. Takes the pawn, which is probably why he says he can't.
This is also just one check. g6 is hanging. Yeah. Okay, this is also over.
But it's giving rook, after rook f4, it's giving rook 6 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then rook takes.
Yeah, and at the end the a pawn is just strong. Yeah, amazing. Weird game. Really weird game by Kramnik. Interesting. It will be interesting to hear.
Yeah, hopefully they'll do some sort of video commentary or something afterwards.
Yeah, maybe some press conference or so. Would be interesting to hear what he missed there, where he lost the thread somehow. Really strange, I think.
Well, give me about 2 minutes here. I'm going to go grab myself a glass of water and go take a bathroom break, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we have the current position is knight h4. Kramnik really fighting for a draw here. and to be honest, I don't think he will get it. It's a very big advantage for black. The A pawn being the deciding factor at the end, most likely. But Aronian takes some time now. I think very understandable, because this looks like the kind of position where you need to play a couple of exact moves and then just win. Sloppy moves here are not so great. Stupid sentence. Sloppy moves are never great, but sometimes it doesn't matter really if you do one or two, let's say, second-rate moves and you just win anyway. But here black should try to kill this. And actually this is something of a little weakness sometimes of Aronian. If he's got a winning position, he sometimes plays a tad too quickly, and once in a while even spoils those positions to draw someone, sometimes even to a loss. So it's a very good idea to to invest some time and try to really find the best continuation here. Yeah, this rook f4 move has the huge advantage that, yeah, that white doesn't have a good move. Let's say rook f4. We looked at this before. He cannot take on g6, and the rook exchange is actually very welcome to black, because with only one rook here on the board, white will not get any meaningful counterplay against the king. Two rooks, white might be able to drum up a little something against black's king and trying to get at least some annoying checks going and so on. And just one rook is doing nothing. And yeah, this looks like a very clean win for black now. Just push the a pawn now. First covering here. Yeah, we don't have a new move.
Nothing here. So Aronian's investing some time here. He's gone over 10 minutes on this move. So I guess he's really doing what you suggested and really searching for like a clean kill here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the kind of position where those players trying to really calculate this to the end.
Yeah, why not? He's got 57 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and you've got some good possibilities, and they all look good. This move looks good. Rook f4 looks good. The check looks good. The first impression, it's hard to tell what's the best move. So you need to check out and really calculate what's the optimal solution.
That reminds me, some of you maybe don't know, there's this person on YouTube who has this channel where he broadcasts, he doesn't broadcast, he has old recordings of this BBC series called The Master Game. And it's just chess players, pro chess players from like the 80s talking about the games they were playing, sort of as they were playing it. And it's really entertaining. And it's fun to listen to Spassky, because in the one game that I saw where he actually liked his position, he still had a complaint about it, which was that there's so many good moves for him to make, he didn't know what to do. He didn't know which one was the best.
Yeah, he somehow was always complaining in those videos. I really liked that.
Yeah, Sir Bob, I'll put the link here. This is just great stuff. But yeah, Spassky never liked his position except for once. And then when he did like his position, he still was, I don't think that I had so many good options, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
So I posted a link there. Those are really, really cool. And while we're on the subject, thanks to everybody who's subscribed to my channel. Since yesterday, I have 18 or 20 new subscribers. So see the link to my channel down there, the info, and thank you to everybody who's done that. You'll enjoy what you see. So many good moves for black here. Hard to time. Just taking time to pick out the best one.
Yeah, yeah, Kramnik really getting into trouble here. He very rarely loses with white, so I would really consider this as something of an upset here. With white, he usually, well, of course, he draws quite a lot, but it's not really often that he actually loses. But this was an overall very weird game. From a preparation point of view, it's weird, and this F4 move really is
Yeah, F4
amazing.
was really the turning point of the downhill slide here for white. You know, maybe we were saying maybe it was still holdable, not without too much difficulty if he didn't play F4. But this whole F4 thing really seems to have gotten him in a bad spot.
Yeah, if you look F4 at the end of the day, this move just opens up the bishop on G7. Of course, it's all concrete calculation with Rook B8 and so on, but this at the end the bishop will become very strong, or at least put so much pressure on E5 that you will lose the pawn or something. So if you avoid F4 and just trying to sort of keep the position as it is, it shouldn't be too awful. But Rook A3, as the computer suggested, like Rook A3, Rook A6, always keeping some pressure on the A pawn, and it's not easy to imagine that white will be on the ropes. Let's say 7 or 8 minutes later, 8 moves later, like in the game. He played on the 26th move. He played F4, and the game position 5 moves later, actually only, is lost.
Mac Partridge Boy is saying very weird quote unquote game, very diplomatic description by you. Yeah, it's sometimes in chess, you know, just to sort of philosophically say, in chess, you sort of there's a fine line. You know, you sort of say, did one side win the game? Did one side lose the game? I think to me it's pretty clear that Kramnik really lost this game. You know, he played this whole plan and he didn't make it hard for Levon to come up with anything. You know, he didn't make it hard for Levon to play. And by the way, Levon has now played Rook F4, but. I think it's pretty safe to say that Kramnik really lost this game, rather than to say that, you know, Levon played some brilliant chess and won. You know, Kramnik didn't make it very hard for him to find some, you know, any decently strong player, I think, could come up with the plan that Levon has been playing ever since F4. You know, he didn't make it very difficult for him, so very strange.
Yeah, this all black's moves have been have either preparation or were just the stuff you do. What else would you play? Let's say, really, you're right. It's just more a case of white losing than black winning, actually. Queen E6 was the novelty, okay. So then c takes d7 by Kramnik. Rook takes, yeah, what else? You want to get the bishop on b7. Queen a4, bishop b7. Takes, okay. Let's grab this pawn on d5. Queen takes, makes sense. We haven't completely solved the mystery yet why rook c8 wasn't played, actually. But okay, bishop d5, ed, queen takes. Yeah, all perfectly normal moves. And here, okay, here I suggested f6 at some point, but he played rook e8. I guess this is also the more active move, going for f5. Then g4. King h7, yeah, still threatening f5. And black wasn't doing something special. White just basically committed suicide here with f4. So
yeah, f4 was. And by the way, in response to rook f4, Kramnik has played rook 6 to e4.
Yeah, I think this was looked a lot like the only move.
Yeah.
And the weird thing, or the bad thing here is for white. I actually need to get this some main line. Here black can, maybe he can do something better, but black can just exchange and just play a normal move here, like now king f7, and this is really completely winning.
Yeah, I mean, what's he doing about the A pawn? Nothing. There's nothing to do. Just
yeah. You
wait
just
for the A pawn to roll down the board.
yeah. The point is, which I was briefly explaining while you were away for a minute, is if you just exchange one rook here in this position, then it's really completely awful for white, as you don't have any counterplay
Yeah,
against
there's
the
no
king.
attack on the king anymore.
Yeah, two rooks might drum up something, but this is just not possible with one rook. And here it is easy to imagine that the a pawn just promotes. I think the absolute best that white can get in this position is to defend rook versus rook and bishop, which would be a draw. But this is
You mean to sack the knight for the A pawn
yeah,
at some point?
yeah. This would be the absolute best white could get here. But it's hard to see how the knight would even get over to be in a position to sack, really. Yeah,
Another reason why bishops are better than knights.
yeah. Knights are notoriously terrible against those flank pawns. Very hard to stop these. And
But actually, that's an interesting idea. Let's just say, in theory, it was possible to get the knight. Just say in this position that we have on the board right now, take the knight and the A pawn off the board. Is that a draw?
with the h2 and g6 pawn also on the board.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, this is winning for black. With the extra
Winning, okay.
pawns, yeah, this should be winning. In a way, I'm not quite sure how yet, but this should be winning. If you get those 2 pawns, you should be able to somehow combine your forces and win the h pawn or get a mating.
And try to win the H pawn. Okay.
Yeah, this should be possible in some way.
Levon has not exchanged. He played rook f6.
Ah, okay. What?
Yeah, he played rook f6.
Well, I also mentioned while you were aware that he sometimes spoils his winning position. Yeah, sometimes he does so by playing too quickly. But okay, maybe this is still great or something. It's just not the move I would expect. It looks very logical to me, at least, to get one rook off. And but maybe it's some concrete calculation. I'm not sure. But it looks.
Well, the computer doesn't like it as much. It's still a massive advantage for black, but he's giving now rook f1 with minus 0.8. So rook f1 minus 0.8 advantage for black. Which actually, if you think about it, theoretically, after rook f1 minus 0.8, the computer is arguing that white has minuscule compensation for the pawn. Because if it was even positionally with one pawn up, it should be minus 1, right? So the computer is arguing that white has slight compensation for the pawn.
Yeah, but I've given up on understanding those plus 1 something. The only thing
Kramnik now plays rook g4.
The only thing I know is if it is clearly more than 1, then it's really difficult, and everything like plus 2 or something is usually lost. But but if those positions where one side has sacrificed a pawn for compensation and so on, these kind of evaluations are really hard to understand. I already told you this in the chat before, that I analyzed quite some positions with Houdini, with pawns down, 2 pawns down, and it gives terrific compensation, and I see nothing. It's really weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think in the chat there's also some argument if G4 was a good idea at all. Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could discuss this move, but it doesn't. It didn't seem too bad to me really. It just needs to avoid this F4 blunder. F4 is just a blunder. And I think then it's not comfortable for white if he plays rook a3 or something, but he should somehow hold this. So no big problem. I think he would have hold this, and this is just well, look at the knight. Knight on the rim is dim, or what is it in English?
Yeah, knight on the rim is grim or dim or any one of those things. Yeah, but okay, so in the meantime, there's a pawn hanging on g6. So what's the best way to cover the pawn? King h7 or king f7?
Yeah, it's funny. It's actually really in German we have a similar figure of speech, of course, but in Germany it's more like the knight on the edge is on the rim is an embarrassment. It would be the
a knight on the side I will not abide.
Okay. Yeah, it's in German it is Springer am Rande ist eine Schande. The knight on the edge is an embarrassment. Yeah. Yeah, well, okay. Let's see what he's playing now. Just what, king h7?
He played king f7, and then Kramnik played rook c1.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Doesn't white have some counterplay now? Why didn't he exchange one rook? Hard to understand.
Well, what's the idea? Rook c8? Maybe he's not afraid of rook c7 check, I mean?
Yeah, okay. Concrete calculation always trumps all general consideration. That's clear. Maybe it's just winning, I don't know, but yeah, just exchange this rook and you're winning by, I think, playing routine moves, and now you need to calculate again. Why did he play this?
The computer says bishop h6 he has to find to keep his big advantage. Otherwise, he's in danger of losing a lot of the advantage he built up. But okay, that's to the computer, so who knows? So what's white's threat here? Just rook c7 check?
Yeah, and then g6 is can be taken, yeah.
Yeah.
And lots of checks also, and it's uncomfortable. You could have just.
But is white's king defended well enough?
Yeah, like, of course. Black has an immediate counter attack, so it's pure calculation now. But okay, bishop h6 is also pretty natural move, at least to consider, because bishop e3 is a strong threat. So certainly you would calculate this move. Rook c7, I guess.
That, yeah, but any forays that white has into the black position, yeah, like rook c7, you better know what you're doing, because if black just needs one move to set up a mate threat on the back rank.
I just
look on pretty much any file there.
Yeah, that's this is actually the.
Oh, Kramnik did play bishop h. Aronian played bishop h6.
Yeah, and this is the. Quite
amazing. These guys play like computers, like.
Yeah, he didn't.
Or at least Aronian has really like, from a computer accuracy point of view, has really played this very accurately.
He didn't exchange on e4.
Okay, that's true.
But you need to really go this far here, and need to assess that this is nothing for white. Maybe it's yeah, but I would have just got rid of one of those rooks, and
yeah,
I don't know. It just looked simpler to me.
Well, okay, so now rook c7 check has been played.
Yeah, I think we get exactly the position that I have on the board now. Very likely.
With the king running into d8. Yeah, the problem for white is that the knight on h4 is not contributing if the king runs.
Yeah, it's doing nothing, and black has those bishop e3 ideas coming up, and yeah, this is just yeah, you always need to.
Bishop e3 is probably leading to mate pretty quick.
Yeah. Let's just let's just consider like a move like this, which would threaten lots of checks on the 7th. Black has just this check here.
Yeah, just it's.
Yeah, this is mate.
And it's mating, so he'd have to give up the rook.
And you have to take here and give up the rook here, and then black is an exchange up on top of everything else.
On top of the pawn, and the knight is just worthless. So that's resignable. I think even I could win that position with black against the best players in the world.
Yeah, I guess so. This is really easy now.
All right, so yeah, king e8 has been played. And okay, so we're approaching the time control. But rook e4 check. But actually, the computer is giving only minus 0.5 after rook e4 check. It was saying king. Yeah, minus 0.5 rook e4 check. What is it saying? Rook e4 check, king f8.
I don't know.
Is there something wrong with king d8?
Rook e4, king d8. I think this should be still fine. The computer at least gives black a solid extra pawn. But it still feels weird to me technically. But some very valid argument was given in the chat here by Mr. Gon5. Maybe Aronian didn't like the prospect of bishop and rook versus rook. Yeah.
Oh, I don't have that in the chat. I don't see that. But
yeah, I think it's a very valid point. Sometimes you need to consider this. If you exchange off more, you're getting closer to this endgame.
Theoretical drop.
Yeah. Maybe the a pawn was just too strong here, and it wouldn't have been relevant. But this could be an idea, or could be an explanation why he somehow avoided the rook exchange. Black, of course.
Yeah. Okay. But the a pawn. How's he getting the knight back? There must have been some way to stop that knight from sacking, right?
Yeah, I think so. But it's just a way to try to explain what was the motivation.
Yeah. Okay. King d8. So the exact position we have here is now on the board at the tournament. So. So now white has to do something about, no. Bishop e3 is covered. No, he has to do something about his rook. So what's the plan for white here?
Do we have already this position after rook e4, king d8, or didn't he?
Yeah, king d8's been played.
Yeah, okay, we saw that this kind of move is not working, and c7 is hanging, so
yeah,
maybe you need to drop the rook somewhere, but in the
it's
process,
rook bc4.
Yeah.
But I mean, is there? What's black if rook cc4? What's black's idea on rook d6? I guess rook d4. I guess just because of the back rank. Just trying to organize some way to keep the rook from getting to the back rank. Like if now rook to any of the open files, b6 or d6, just trying to get down to checkmate. Then I guess the idea is just to block with one of the rooks.
So you're saying rook d6 now?
Yeah, the idea of rook c4 being that if you try something like rook d6, threatening mate, you can try to block, maybe.
Yeah. it's not the most convenient position to defend here for white. Of course, those rooks on the fourth rank somehow abandoned the back rank. So
no, but I mean even if now rook, but how do you defend the back? You just have to move a rook back, I guess, because interposing doesn't work because of tactics with bishop to e3 check, right?
Yeah, maybe some move like this here. Then you can, but then you can try to make this work. funny move. Rook here cannot take because this is checkmate on the back rank.
Yeah.
So nice little trick here. King h1 and then you can try to go here. Threaten
well, anyway, rook h7 has been played by Kramnik.
Okay, so
and I guess he's going to make the time control.
Yeah, we won't overstep. Okay, rook h7 here, this position. 37 rook h7.
Yeah. So attacking the bishop and maybe threatening to get two rooks on the 7th, but okay, bishop f8. If black plays bishop f8 here, he keeps the rook out of e7, and does white? The king can always run and hide on a7 maybe, or I don't know. It's complicated now because look at all this counterplay that white has. Now there's
Now
there's back rank threats for white as well.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't understand why he didn't exchange the rooks. It's, at least, well, okay. To be honest, I'd like to keep counterplay to a minimum always if it's possible, and I think I would have exchanged there pretty much instantly. And it's just maybe my opinion that this is a clear solution and easy and whatever. Maybe I'm not sure, but. This would have been at least, I think, my pretty much instant choice. And I didn't see really that white would manage to trade down in this endgame to bishop, to rook and bishop versus rook.
Also, the g pawn is still hanging. That's something.
Yeah. Okay. He played rook bishop to f8.
Yeah, bishop f8. Yep. So, okay, is there anything with the rook d4 check? Rook d4 check. Only way to avoid a perpetual is to go to c8, right? Otherwise, e8, rook e4 check.
Yeah, rook d4. Yeah, you suggest?
Yeah, rook d4. I mean, I'm just you want to check all check. Rook d4, king e8 just falls into rook e4 check, and then you go back and forth, right?
Yeah, rook d6 you also need to consider, but I think white can take g6. So you cannot go there. Bishop d6 looks like a really silly self-pin. So rook king to c8.
Rook and then rook c4.
Yeah, you can give another check and king b8, and then you're out of checks.
But what about after king b8, then just go back to d4 to threaten the back rank mate, or back to e4 to threaten the back rank mate.
Yeah, bishop c5 then looks like
c5. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe one idea here could be rook to h8, which you need to consider.
Oh, the pin, yeah.
Yeah, getting in a pin now, and maybe the idea of okay, you cannot take on g6 now because taking on g6 is check, yeah. Knight g6, rook take g6 is check, but maybe ideas like rook g4 and then taking on g6. I don't know. It feels not so easy to me.
Well, Kramnik has somehow gotten some counterplay, and I think it's safe to say that Aronian not exchanging rooks and allowing Kramnik to have two rooks on the board was inaccurate. But Okay, it's still, the computer still says just don't be afraid of anything. Rook d4, check king c8, rook c4, check king b8, and then there's nothing. Rook c3 after that. So it's -1 for black. So the computer's not afraid, and
yeah, of course,
Kramnik is
against...
coming down to 5 minutes for a couple moves. Oh no, we have a move being played. Yeah, rook d4 check was played, king c8. Those two moves have been played.
Yeah, of course, if you would have this position as white was the comp, it would be complete hell. You would
Right.
just win, just lose outright. So rook d4 check was played, yeah, and then king c8.
King c8, yeah.
Need to.
And Kramnik has 5 minutes for 2 moves, which is enough time. But you fear it's going to be one of those positions where you get to the time control and then you just have an hour to stare at a lost position, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I guess he didn't have much fun today.
Is there... Let's see. The problem is any attempt really for white to drum up anything, even with like rook d7, is just the bishop check is just too deadly.
Yeah, white cannot really activate his forces completely. He's just too bad with his own king and the silly knight on g6. It's yeah, I think white is. What about still about this check here and rook h8? I think this looks like at least something I would check.
Well, we could look. We could look in the meantime while we're waiting for these last couple moves. Can black just get out of the pin? King b7. Is that an option?
Just a second, I screwed something up here on my computer. Just a second here.
Okay.
Yeah, alright, it's okay again. So this rook h8 idea, I think black can just play king b7, you're right. And then trying to escape here. Yeah, it's just nothing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's worth looking. Might as well.
Yeah, it is, of course. Yeah, but I think white maybe needs to keep this rook on h7 just to keep black on the back rank and with the king to get some counterplay.
Okay, now, but how are we defending against the bishop check?
Yeah, okay, what?
If rook c4 check king b8, what then? You know, isn't the bishop check still a threat? Or I've refreshed, I can't see the board. So give me a minute here.
Yeah, you always need to check the. Yeah, you always need to check if this bishop c5 is deadly, but yeah, black can also think of just pushing the a pawn. If white is sort of out of ideas, then you can just use your extra pawn, and yeah, it is still a strong pawn.
Well, okay, Kramnik is coming down to 1 minute for his 2 moves here. So I'm sure he'll just blitz them out, and he's just checking some stuff. But somebody's in the chat is saying apparently he's left the board. I guess that means that they've made time control and we're waiting for, or maybe he just resigned, because you can't leave the board with 1 minute on the clock and you're not having made the time control.
No, I don't think he would resign here.
Well, in any case, just in case some of you are not quite sure what we're saying about this bishop check. It's deadly because after the bishop checks on c5, for example, if the rook wasn't covering it, the king has nowhere to go except to h8 because the rook on f6 is cutting him off from going to f1.
Yeah,
and then after the king goes to h1, then the rook comes down from f6 to f1 and gives checkmate.
Yeah,
so this is always something that black has to be keeping in mind.
Yeah, let's say, just put it quickly on the board, let's say white would play a move like rook e4 here. Actually, if black would not be paying attention, it would be rook e8 checkmate. So white is threatening mate himself. But this, as Brandon said, bishop c5 check, and now white's king only has the corner here, and then this is mate. The combination of the rooks here and the bishop, give checkmate.
Well, okay, I see 0, 0, 0 on Kramnik's clock and still the same position on the board. So, did he overstep the time? Or is this just a delay here?
What is the position that is shown? Rook c4, king b8, or what?
The position is still with rook on d4, king on c8, and then it's showing 0, 0, 0 on Kramnik's clock, and that's still the position. So...
yeah, I don't think he would overstep the time.
So I guess
seems unlikely. Seems unlikely. It's not impossible, but
I'll try refreshing with the move list on the website. So let's see. People in the chat are indicating that they've gotten up and made some moves and left the board. So taking a break, I guess. But I don't. Oh, now I've refreshed and it's saying 3 minutes on Kramnik's clock.
On the official side, I also got 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
What I find far more remarkable that Aronian has got 43 minutes left.
Yeah, it's just a total time crush here.
I mean,
but I think that's just due to the fact that the way Kramnik played this hasn't made it so that Aronian had to search for anything particularly complicated.
Yeah, maybe, but I for once like to take a bit of time if I think I'm pretty much clearly better or something, and then try to I just use the time and maybe check twice and so on, and maybe this is not really the economical way to do or something, but if I have time the other player doesn't have, then I tend to use my extra time in some way. And okay,
well, I'm going to try the other website to see if they have moves coming in, but weird. I don't know why there's this delay here. Does anybody in the chat know? Somebody's Mr. Gone5 saying it went rook c4 check, king b8, rook d7.
Yeah, this is not possible, right? Rook c4, king d8.
Sorry, rook c4, king b8.
Yeah, but it cannot go rook b7 now.
Rook d7.
D7, okay.
Okay. Okay, I'm checking with the other site, which says...
I don't have it on the official site yet, but...
yeah, nowhere do I have that on... I don't have it on the official site, I don't have it on the other one either. So... I don't know. Somebody on the chat, a streaming video. Oh, he said on the streaming video, I guess they have a camera set up on the players. So
yeah, this actually would lose outright to g5 and resigns.
G5?
Yeah, g5.
Is the knight trapped?
Yo.
yeah, it is. Yep.
Yeah, this loses outright. If you really
Springer, it's embarrassing. It's got nowhere to go.
Yeah, if you really played that, it would be somewhat embarrassing.
Well, okay, the knight, but Rook c7? Is there... nope, no perpetual, because the rook is covering on a7. Thought there may have been a perpetual, but there's not. But I don't know. Do you have anything on the website feed? Because I don't.
In the official feed,
I see 10 seconds now and nothing.
On the official side, I'm still on king c8.
Yeah,
no
same.
moves.
What
No
do you have
moves
on the
after.
clock?
Yeah, 000 now for Kramnik, but you cannot trust the clock times here.
Yeah.
I was just tuning in quickly to livestream.com, and they've got a webcam here, and it shows Kramnik thinking.
Huh. Well, I guess then maybe he has more time on the clock than we. I've now refreshed the official move list, and it's giving them another 3 minutes on the clock. So who knows what's going on the clock? Yeah, they do get more time on move 40, but as of right now, oh, somebody's saying on Chess Bomb they get rook c4, king d8, rook d7. I was just on there, and they didn't have anything up.
Yeah, but then this g5 move would win the knight.
G5. Well, okay.
It's possible if he didn't have much time left that he might
he
overlook this.
It's
possible, and I think Kramnik is sort of well known of having good nerves and just play on, not so much thinking about stuff he did before. And okay, you know those players who made one mistake in a game and then they would constantly curse themselves and why did I do that and so on, and they don't really pay so much attention to the game anymore because they're so mad at themselves.
One mistake leading to another. Okay, I'm on Chess Bomb also, and it's saying, rook c4 check, king d8, rook d7. That's the move on the board. That's the position on the board. And it's saying g5 wins. G5 resigns. So I guess, I don't know, maybe there's just something wrong with the website feed because of the official website feed. But on Chess Bomb is correct. The time controls have been reached. It's move 40, rook d7, but g5 now. Right? G5 is just winning.
I was opening up this livestream.com page with the webcam, and I think it's Pelletier and some other guy doing commentary. I don't have sound on, of course, to distract us here. But isn't it funny that in this live stream they don't have the board in the video? So do they? I'm not sure. Do they expect that people have the board somewhere else? I guess. But they don't show any variations in the stream.
Is Aronian going to find G5? Yeah, G5. He played it, and then this should probably be resignation here.
This really was played. Cool.
So that's game over. So let's just show everybody. The knight has no squares. It's completely dead. Wait. What about G7?
G2?
The G2?
Yeah, this is the cool self-made here. You can, in true computer style, can sack all your stuff. Okay.
Because the king doesn't have G2 anymore.
Yeah. Okay, you can interpose here, but so okay. Those rook sacks were silly, but well, you need to give up the knight. It's not mate, but loses the knight.
Yeah,
and
so the knight is gone, and that's game over unless there's some perpetual. But according to the computer, there's nothing.
Yeah, white can give like 2 or 3 checks, and now it's over because the bishop covers all the checking squares on d6 and b4, and the knight is embarrassing.
All right, so a very interesting game. Should we do a recap? Just a quick recap and to finish things off here.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not sold yet that this has really been played.
Nidich himself is commenting on the moves as though they have been played.
Okay, I now see it here in on those live stream. They have it. They have it as well. Yeah, okay, then it was really been played. It was somewhat weird because the official site here, it doesn't have the moves. Not.
Yeah, I guess there's just some delay or some.
Yeah. Weird. Okay, so most likely he will indeed resign after g5. Yeah, it's the 40th move. So often the 40th move is the final mistake. Maybe not the decisive one. This was most likely earlier in this game. But
so do you want to do a quick recap before we end the feed here?
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, let's go back to move 1 here, and it was knight f3, and we went via some very usual transposition to a semi-Slav here, an opening that both players played quite often in the past, and also here still today, so it wouldn't be a surprise to have the same position tomorrow with reversed colors. Very much possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But does Aronian ever play one knight f3?
Yeah, he does. He plays knight.
Okay.
He plays knight f3, c4, and d4. Mostly d4, but you can also get this opening via d4 by in a Kramnik game. Okay, bishop g5. Now h6. The normal move nowadays, instead of the Botvinnik line with dc4. So white captured, chose the somewhat more positional, strategic approach, and we got this position with e4. Black prevents a further advance, e4, e5, by playing e5 himself. Now d5. Rook to d8. Now rook e3. This is a multi-purpose move. The main idea is that black played b5, but one idea is on a variation like knight b6, bishop b3, let's say bishop to g4, then a move like h3 allows white to capture very nicely with the rook and f3, and white is, I think, much better. But he played, Aronian played b5 here, d takes c6, and b takes c4, and now white wins a tempo with knight d5. Black needs to move the queen now, and he cannot, I should show this briefly, cannot take on c6 because of this knight e7 fork. And now queen e6 is the first new move in the game. In a recent game about 5 weeks ago, the decisive game of the European Individual Women's Championship between Gunina, the new champion actually, and Musicuk. She finished second, I think, at the end.
Actually, we should mention here also that Kramnik really went into the thinking tank here. It was like he was out of his preparation at this point, and he spent half an hour or something.
After queen e6. So queen d6 was played in this women's game, and to compare the two games, you can look at this position where black went to b5 with his bishop, or her bishop, to protect c4. And in comparison, in the Aronian game here, queen e6, white captures on d7 after a really long think, and really amazing.
Strange long thing.
Yeah, really amazing. Like on this position to spend like 30 minutes or something. Well, okay, he took on d7 now. Aronian did, and now queen a4. Bishop b7, and then you can see the difference to the other game where black just defended passively c4. He didn't do that in this game. He just exchanged c4 for the e4 pawn, and therefore very much freed his position. He got rid of the knight on d5 also, the strongest piece that white has. And in this kind of position, I was kind of expecting that the game would end in a draw because it
Yeah,
looks.
I think we were both saying that it didn't look like there was anything more to do than to try to play for a draw here.
Yeah. But I think we were quite okay in thinking that white is somehow for fighting to get a draw, because potentially black has the advantage in the center with maneuvers like this, f5 and e4, and he's got simply the better minor piece here. So black is the one to sort of play for a win here. Okay, but what happened? Kramnik played g4, gaining some space here on the king side, and also making it difficult for black to play f5. But Aronian did a good move, made a good move, king h7, to prepare f5. If you would have played f5,
f5 so that the g pawn wouldn't be hanging after knight h4,
yeah. After f5, white would have had the idea of knight h4 and then f5, and g6 is hanging. So this gives white too much counterplay, so he played king h7, a prophylactic move. And yeah, g5 now. We're also thinking about h4 here with the idea of g5.
Yeah.
But okay, this wasn't played because of, I think, f5, and black is fine. Okay, he played g5. The idea being that a configuration like h5, h4, oops, and then white moving the knight to e4, let's say in this fashion, just one route, there was more than one, would be fine for white. So he took here, knight takes, king g8, and now we've got the absolutely crucial position of this game, where Kramnik, for whatever reason, went f4, and it's very hard.
Oh. Wait a minute. We have something here. Kramnik is continuing to play. He played knight g6.
All right. Yeah, well, I finished.
He hasn't resigned, and Aronian played what? Oh, he played bishop to d4.
Yeah. Okay.
The game is still going. Kramnik hasn't resigned it.
Yeah. Okay. But okay, let's finish the recap quickly. We are going to reach the position soon. So f4 now, amazingly. What we are mostly considering was like rook a3, or somehow activating the rook along the third rank. But
yeah,
somehow,
and Kramnik played f4 here. Very strange.
Yeah, this was very strange because rook b8 wasn't so. Yeah, it's not the move that. Yeah, that's hard to find or something. Just attacking b2 and attacking f4 at the same time. He decided to take on e5, rook b2, and now let's see in two moves the rook from e8, from a pretty defensive position, transformed to a monster on b2, and also it's easy to imagine that black might activate his bishop on c5, maybe in this way. Or he could activate the bishop on the long diagonal should white play e6. So this is very tough already. He played knight f3 now, Kramnik did, rook a2. So he sacrificed the pawn to get some counterplay going. Rook f5, knight h4, rook f4, rook to e4. And now, yeah, I was pretty much expecting black to exchange rooks.
Yeah, he didn't exchange.
Just exchange and king f7, and then trying to win with the a pawn. Yeah, I'm not sure why he didn't play this. His move or his approach was also very strong, of course, but this would have been a very easy, I think, alternative. Okay. So he played rook to f6, rook g4, rook c1, white trying to get some counterplay on the 7th, bishop h6, activate the bishop on e3, must check if possible, and now white put up some resistance here with a bunch of checks.
Well, he tried.
Yeah, what can you do, especially if you're low in time, and it's just a lost position anyway. So
just
rook d7 now.
Rook d7, g5, and the final two moves were knight g6, bishop d6, and then resigns. The point being, if knight g6, if rook takes g6, he does have rook d7 check picking up the bishop. Rook d8 check picking up the bishop.
Yeah, exactly. But
so just bishop d6 to protect the bishop, and I guess the knight still has nowhere to go.
Yeah, and you've got another nice mate here. If white, where should the knight go? Let's say he chooses this great square on h8. Then you've got this mate coming up. This is also nice. Nice mate. Don't see this so often. The combination of this. And this is the threat here. The dual threats are taking on g6 and mating, and this is quite.
It's just a knight falling. Can he give up the exchange? Is there anything with rook takes d6? I mean, obviously it's losing, but is it a way to stay on the board? Rook takes d6, rook takes d6, knight h. I mean, but where's the knight going?
No. This is just winning. You also have the mate on d1 or this two rooks attacking. Yeah, I think from a technical, there's a question. Was the game really lost before his blunder? Yeah, the question is, what is Kramnik's blunder? Before f4, I think it wasn't lost. After f4, I think it's very hard to hold this. Rook b8 looked like
the blunder being the Kuyoko Kuiku. Do you mean the blunder being losing the knight?
Yeah, I think it was lost anyway due to the a pawn. Very likely that the a pawn would have promoted. So it pretty much shortened the game, but I think it didn't really change the outcome.
Yeah, so I think just a final, I was saying this earlier, but a final touch on it is just that this was really a game that Kramnik really lost with the white pieces, which you don't see very often. He played a bad plan and didn't force Aronian to come up with anything brilliant. Maybe he just missed rook b8. Maybe he was only calculating lines with bishop h6 or something. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, this is an interesting question for this. I think they will have some sort of press conference or brief commentaries, comments after the game. It would be interesting to hear what exactly he was missing. And also, I think it's quite weird in terms of preparation, this game, because it's really a total mainline. It's not some exotic kind of stuff you don't see every day. And Kramnik should really know this game and have some idea what to do. And it's just unusual that he didn't have something prepared here. So it's just, you always need to if I do some criticism in this way, you always need to the usual standard of these guys is that they have some stuff prepared up to move 30 and whatever. And it's just I'm not saying that I would have had an idea. It's just what you usually see in those kind of games is that they have some stuff up their sleeves, but somehow there was nothing. And
a good start for Levon. Very interesting. I guess this is a big advantage, being up one game with the black pieces. So I mean, if he could just theoretically draw all his pieces, all his games with white, you know,
Yeah, it's
big
very.
advantage,
This
big
is
edge.
this is of course a big start for this match. Also, you need to keep in mind. I mentioned this briefly on in the teaser video I did yesterday, that Aronian only had won one classical tournament game before that against Kramnik, and this was from a bad position. And this was the first really sort of straightforward win. So
Huh. Big win for Aronian there.
yeah, really important for the match, and I mean, this match is a training match and a friendly match and everything. And to be honest, the result of the match is pretty much unimportant unless one of the players really wins with a huge margin. So
They don't. They're not getting. They don't stand to gain or lose any rating points from this, do they? It wasn't rated.
it's rated, of course. Yeah, sure.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yeah, but it's, I think, let's say.
Actually,
Hmm?
interestingly, Levon could actually, if it is rated, he could, in theory, maybe take over the #1 spot from Magnus. So maybe he does have something to play for.
Yeah, of course, they have some. It's an important match for them to get a good result. But if you, from the public perspective, if one of the players wins, let's say with +1, 3.5 to 2.5, it doesn't really change much in the perception of these players that they're maybe #2 or #3 or something. But if let's say, just speculating, Aronian wins this match like 4.5, 1.5, 3 wins and 3 draws, then everyone would say, okay, Kramnik's time more or less maybe is over and whatever. No? If there's some really clear result. So it's really huge to win a game with black, and yeah, let's see what Kramnik will come up tomorrow. And with this usual opening, it's very difficult to win a game with black. So it's yeah,
maybe he doesn't have to try to win with black immediately. Just maybe see what happens.
Yeah,
and
sure.
Try to win with black later if he has to.
Yeah, I think it's more likely that he will play some of his usual quiet openings and trying to equalize, then maybe trying to get something going on. I think this would be Tuesday then, trying to get something with white. But this white game didn't really inspire much confidence. Yeah, he was pretty much fighting for a draw after 20 moves. Somehow, I don't know. It's very interesting to see or hear what is the background of this game. Yeah, I think we can wrap it up here.
All right.
This broadcast, we've been on for close to 4 hours, and yeah, I think it's a good time to close this broadcast now. It's at least in Germany we've got dinner time, and I think lunchtime.
Yeah, lunch for me. Yeah.
Where Brandon is. So let's wrap this up.
So thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed it and got something out of it. It was fun for us, and thanks again to all of you who have subscribed to my channel in the last day or so. And maybe we'll be able to get a game in next week. And if not, I think we're still planning to cover some of the World Championship games. So keep your eye out for that.
Yeah, let's see in the next coming days if we have the chance to do something. I think it's unlikely during the week, but maybe on. I'm not sure if next Sunday really there's still a game. What's clear is there will be no broadcast tomorrow, as I'll be off in the Netherlands playing. So yeah, thanks for watching and listening, and talk to you soon. Maybe during the World Championship match or during some other game in this match.